Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Monique Agbo and I upload science and lifestyle content on this channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you all how I made this cute DIY satin bag. If that's something you're interested in watching, let's dive into this tutorial together. To make this bag, you will need your satin fabric. You will need about half yard of satin fabric or 1 yard. Yeah, you need 1 yard of satin fabric. You need your elastic, you need your chalk and your paint and your thread. So let's proceed with the cutting of this bag. So the first thing you want to do is to cut this bag on a fold of 4. So that means I'm going to fold it on a fold of 4. So I'm going to fold it like this. So like this, I folded it on a fold of 2. So now I'll just pin it at this side just to secure it by the time I want to fold it on a fold of 4. It's just like you are folding a bonnet. So then I'll take it like this and arrange it. So can you see, by the time I arranged it now, it's already on a fold of 4. Can you see? This is 2 and this is 2. So this is 4 pieces already. The next thing I'm going to do now is to mark out a circle. So the measurement I'm using for this circle is 10 inches. So this is the edge point we're going to make use of. Can you see? This is the edge point. So from this edge point, I'm going to mark out 10 inches. Then I mark it out like this. On this edge point again, I will mark out another 10 inches in the middle. Then from this edge point again, I'm going to mark out another 10 inches. So then I'm just going to curve it out like this. Can you see? To get the perfect circle. Then I'm going to cut it out. So this is what it looks like after I've already cut it out. By the time I open it, it's going to give me a circle. Can you see? To give me this circle, but I need to cut out another one that I will use to turn it. So this same thing that we cut out, you cut another one. So after cutting it, this is what it looks like, as you can see. So I have 2 big circles. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut 2 semicircles, or mini circles rather. So I'm also going to fold this fabric into 4, but it's going to be small. Just look at me as I'm doing mine. You can see what I'm making use of is just very, very small. So this is okay for what I want to do. So like I said, from this edge point, that is where you start your measurement from. So I'm just going to pin it so I get an accurate circle. So from the edge point here, I'm going to mark out 3.5. In fact, this is even too much. So let me reduce it. Okay. I think this is minimal enough. So like I said, I prefer to pin it to get the perfect circle. So from the edge point, I'm going to mark out 3.5 like this. From that same midpoint, I'll still mark another 3.5 from the middle and another 3.5 again. So can you see? So I'm just going to connect these points together, and voila, I have my circle. So I'm just going to cut it out. Remember, for the big one it is 10 inches, while for this small one it is 3.5. See, by the time I open it, this is the circle I will get. So I'm going to make sure I cut another one. Remember, we have 2 pieces for the big circle, so you make sure you have another extra piece for this. So that will give me 2 circles for the mini circles and 2 circles for this big one. So this is what you should have after cutting it. If you are following my method, you should have 2 big circles and you should have 2 mini circles. But for one of the mini circles, I went ahead to iron an interfacing, softest interfacing on one of the parts. So let's proceed with the big circles. I'm just going to place them right side facing the right side, and I'm going to pin them together. So after pinning it, this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take half an inch and stitch it round. But I'm going to leave a side, let's say like 2 inches. I can leave 2 inches, so I'll be able to open it out after I've already stitched it. After sewing the circle round by half an inch, this is the opening I left for the circle. So this is what I'll use to turn it. So I'm just going to turn the circle to the right side. So after flipping it over to the right side, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to iron the edges out. So this is what it looks like after I already went ahead to iron the circle out. So what I'm going to do now is to come down by 2 inches round. So I'm going to measure 2 inches round. So I'm just going to connect these points together like this. So after connecting those 2 inches points together, this is what you should have. So I just went ahead to use my chalk to just chalk it out so I can know where to stitch. So after that, I will come up by ½ inch and mark it round the circle. For this big circle here, the one I marked 2 inches, I'm going to sew it round. While the one that I marked ½ inch, I will sew it round, but I'm going to leave a small opening. So you know this is where this opening is for the big circle. So I'll make sure my opening for this ½ inch will stop here. Do you get? So you start sewing from here and to stop here. Remember, this circle will be closed. It is this circle that will not be closed. This is what it looks like after I already went to stitch this circle, and the second one I told you about that came up by ½ inch. I told you I was going to leave opening at this side. Can you see the opening? So we have 2 openings. So this is where the opening is going to be. So you should have this. So let's proceed to the second circle. So this mini circle already went ahead to stitch ½ inch. So I'm just going to like turn it, flip it over to the right side. After flipping it over to the right side, this is what I have. So I'm just going to iron it out and show you the next thing to do. So after ironing the side of the circle, this is what it looks like. So this open edge here, I'm just going to fold it like this, and I'll just stitch on it like this to close it. So after stitching it, this is what it looks like. So we don't have any open edge. So I'm just going to bring out my big circle, then I'll pick the one I want to use for the wrong side or the right side, and I'll prefer to use this for the right side. I prefer to use this for the wrong side. So it is well placed like this. I'm just going to place my mini circle in the middle. Can you see? So you make sure that the parts of the circle that is placed in the middle, make sure that the part that we fixed the interfacing is facing this outer part. So that is how it should be placed. Then you make sure it is in the middle and you just pin it. So this is what you should have after pinning it. So what I'm going to do is just to top stitch it. I'm just going to sew on it like this. round. That was why I told you to close the rough edge with this stitch, because we're still going to stitch it. So you make sure you sew it on the wrong side of your bag, not the right side. So this is what it looks like after I already stitched the circle on the wrong side, and this is what it looks like on the right side. So this is the circle. I also went ahead to iron it. So next thing I'm going to do is to fix my elastic through this opening here. So for my elastic, I'm making it of 10 to 11 inches. So I'm going to use the safety pin with the elastic and start pulling it through. So if you don't have another safety pin to hold it, so make sure you hold it, because by the time you pass it through and it enters, it will be difficult for you to bring it out. So you can see it's already forming, so you just keep pulling. Make sure you use your second hand to secure this one. So this is the end, so you can see. I'll just try and release the elastic a little bit. Okay, like this. I think I'm okay with this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to remove the safety pin. Make sure you secure it though. Then I'm just going to tie it like this. You can also stitch it. Make sure it is well tied though. You can see. I'm going to tighten it again, just to secure it very well. You can see it's already well tied, so I'm going to put it inside. So this is how the bag will look like. So can you see? This is what the bag looks like. So this open edge here, I'm just going to fold it like this and top stitch it, just to close this part. So now to spice this bag up, next we'll have to fix beads on it. So I have this pearl beads. I've had it since, so I'm going to put inside my container. So I'll be working with these pearl beads. It's quite big, but this is what I have, so I'll be making use of this. If you have the smaller one and this, you can mix it together, but this is what I'll be working with. So I already went ahead to pass the thread through my hand needle, and I'll be making use of the big needle. So for the bag, as the way it is right now, you just have to pick one side as the side. So I'll be making use of these two sides as the side of the bag. So this is one side of the bag. So you make sure that your needle is not touching the outer part of the bag. Like I said earlier, you insert your needle on the inner part of the bag. So you make sure you tie another knot just to secure it. So you're just going to keep stitching it. You are basically just tying the knot, because this thread will serve as the rope of your handle of your bag. So you can see I've doubled it already. So I'm going to proceed now by putting my beads inside. So I will be making use of 15 beads. Let's see how it will look like. I ended up using 18 beads. So on the other side of my bag, I'm going to stitch it like this. Then I'll make sure that I will just tie it very well. So make sure at the end you double your thread so that it can be well tied. So this is what the bag looks like at the end. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your post notification bell so you can know anytime I upload a new tutorial. Share this video with your loved ones, and I'll see you all in my next upload. Bye guys.